Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Pretty Privilege Quarantine Special. I'm hoping that this is the last quarantine special because life seems to be moving as normal. Obviously, as per usual, I feel like I say that all the time. I'm not here by myself. Obviously, I've got the girls here with me. How are we, ladies?
I'm good,
Great.
man. I'm good. I'm happy to be
Good.
back. Honestly, it's been a minute. And guys, I just want to say thank you for being patient with us. And we will be back in the studio, hopefully next episode. Honestly, I'm ready to be back in the studio.
Hopefully,
Same.
very, 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 very soon. Very, very soon. But life does seem to be moving pretty normal. So hopefully, very, 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 very soon. So obviously we're not here to talk about quarantine because that's been a thing and we're trying to forget about that. Obviously we're here to talk about things that we're seeing as per usual on the timeline, on Twitter, on Instagram. And one of the subjects which has actually, we're even surprised that this, well, actually, I say we're surprised, but you know how things always die down really quickly on social media. But I'm even surprised that people are even kind of still having this conversation. So I feel like we definitely need to speak about it. The topic at the moment has been consent and rape culture, and there's been quite a few accusations of people being shed in that light. But I guess my first question is, has any of you guys ever been put in that position? Have any of you guys experienced that, if you want to share it, or know anyone that has, or been there and seen that?
I don't know, but with this subject, I just feel like more than ever, it's a good time for it to be highlighted and just for everyone to just be aware and just know what's wrong from right, because I feel like the lines have been blurred a lot. And can I just ask you, have you still got that statement that you read out? You know, the whole because remember when you read that out, I was even shocked at certain things that came under rape, and like as a female, I wasn't even aware of certain things that are abuse and stuff like that. Have you still got it?
Yeah. So
If you could read it out, I think it's so important.
So what this is because I think this is where the confusion comes to some people, that with what I've seen on the timeline, a lot of people are kind of arguing what is rape and what is a sexual assault, and I think a lot of people aren't clued up with the difference between the two, or they don't know what one of them includes or whatever. And also until we saw this, I as a woman, I even didn't completely know what that completely included. So it says that all rape and sexual assault is serious. The terms rape and sexual assault are used simply to differentiate between two types of offence. So what's the difference? So rape is when a person intentionally penetrates another's vagina, anus or mouth of a penis without the other person's consent. Assault by penetration is when a person penetrates another person's vagina or anus with any part of the body other than the penis, or by using an object without the person's consent. The overall definition of sexual indecent assault is an act of physical, psychological, and emotional violation in the form of a sexual act inflicted on someone without their consent. It can involve forcing or manipulating someone to witness or participate in any sexual acts. Not all cases of sexual assault involve violence, cause physical injury, or leave visible marks. Sexual assault can cause severe distress, emotional harm, and injuries which can't be seen, all of which can take a long time to recover from. This is what we use the term assault and treat reports just as seriously as those of violent physical attacks. So, with that, I think within that kind of world, assault, I think a lot of people think that assault is physical, but really when they use the word assault is actually more a mental thing. It's not actually physical. They use the word attack for the physical side of things, and then the word assault for the mental. So yeah, so that's the difference, which a lot of people weren't aware of. And also I think the thing that separates it all is consent. I think that's the most important thing in the whole.
Did any of you not watch May I Destroy You? Did you see the levels of did you see it? It was a BBC series, written, and the actress in it, she wrote it as well. Her name is, I think, Michaela Cole. And honestly, her boyfriend, mid-sex, took off the condom. and she thought, cool, whatever. And then she was listening to a podcast a couple of days later, and they were discussing like consent or whatever. And then she found out that him doing that was actually rape. And it, like, you saw it play out. It was so uncomfortable for her. She actually ended up reporting him to the police and everything. And he didn't even see it as he'd done anything wrong. Like, do you know what I mean? How do girls feel about that? Like, someone taking off a condom midway, would you feel like that's rape? Or would you feel like that's...
I've had that happen to me before, and I've actually, I was actually disgusted. Like, disgusted. I do see it as a violation because I've given you permission, yes, to be inside me or whatever, but I haven't given you permission on those grounds where it's unprotected. So I definitely do feel like it's a violation of your, you know, I don't even know what to call it.
No, 100% it's a violation. Like, what the hell? Do you know what I mean? Like, who just does that without even consulting me, or do you know what I mean, having a conversation? I feel like that's quite selfish, and it, like, what that could do to a woman mentally is a lot. You'd be thinking all sorts: pregnancy, sexually transmitted disease. You just be thinking like so many different things. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And as a man, they've got nothing to worry about once they, or whatever. Especially if you took the condom off as a man, you must be thinking, wow, like it's a. I think it's such a. It's a tricky one.
Do you know why it's sticky? Like, sorry, go on.
I feel like it's just a tricky one because sometimes women may not even know that someone's taking off the condom. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, until probably, like, maybe you see it on the floor and you're like, rah, when did that get on the floor? Whatever. But, like, now that we are aware and we know these things are wrong, like, if that has ever happened to you, defo, like...
But surely, I don't... I hate the fact that people... like try to say, oh, you know, I never knew it was wrong, or I mean, how can you not know something like that was wrong if somebody's not giving you permission in that way? And I feel as though men have made excuses, you know, to kind of safeguard themselves and make up, you know, things that make them sleep better at night. But when a woman is saying no, or if a woman hasn't given you consent in that way to take off a condom, if she's specified from the jump, we have to use a condom, and then you take it off afterwards, how can you not see that as wrong?
It's true.
It's cheeky, isn't it? It's quite cheeky, but also at the same time, with that, if that's happening and you know you don't want to do it without one, then you should really be saying like, it's not happening unless do you get what I mean, X, Y, and Z, because it's and that's why it's so tricky, because it's almost like, okay, I haven't given you consent to take it off, but I've given you consent for us to, like, I'm okay with us doing this. But then it's like, if you see him take it off and you still allow him to do that, and then after you're like, oh, well, I didn't want you to take, do you get what I mean? I don't know, you get pregnant or you catch a ST, I don't know, whatever it is. I
feel like the lines between consent, are so, like, it's a sticky one for real, because I've like, you could be actually having sex and then halfway through it say no, that you've changed your mind. The consent is finished, it's done, please get on. Do you get me? But like, a man might be thinking, what? No, I'm carrying on, what do you mean? But at the same breath, like, you're supposed to stop. Once the girl says, no, I don't want to carry on, or whatever, changes her mind, she's changed her mind.
No, and I agree with that, that's fine. But you know, with the whole taking it off thing, it's like, if you don't say anything, it is almost like, how do they know that you're not okay with that?
No, but some women don't say anything. Have you not seen, like, rape victims and they're talking? Like, some of them just are in shock, they're just still. You hear some people saying, oh, why didn't you kick him? Why didn't you fight him? You wouldn't know unless
it's not that easy. No,
they freeze, or like emotionally you just don't know what to do, you're just stuck, you're scared, like, so many emotions are going through them. So, like, with me, I always feel like, because I've never been a victim of rape or sexual assault to that certain degree, I really don't know what to say. Like, I just feel like I can never really speak on it too much, because different victims experience different things, and we just don't know. Do you get me? It probably is mad hard to say anything. Like, how many people, bare people take violation, they know it's a violation, and you just can't even speak and say, you're violating me. You're just going to take it. And months later, you build courage and you tell your friend, oh, you know what, this happened to me, you know, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? That's how these things are happening. And obviously now, with everyone sharing their experiences, it's triggering everybody. The smallest thing that's happened to you, you're going to remember it during this period, because on the timeline, all you're seeing is people's experiences, and it's triggering off everyone. Because even I was sitting there thinking, rah, like, have I ever been a victim? A whole me that will probably punch somebody up. But I started thinking back, like, to my younger days, like, has anyone ever tried to violate? Do you know what I mean? But even the one-off little experience I've had, it wasn't even, like, major or anything too serious. And I still felt uncomfortable to address the person. I just aired them and just thought, I'm never speaking to you again. But it was nothing, like, major before my friends and family start riding out. It was literally just a little grab or something, and I just thought, red flag. Do you know what I mean?
No, but you shouldn't even know. But don't even list it like that little grab, because it's not just a little grab. Do you get what I'm saying?
It's not.
Like, it's a grab
really
that I didn't want. It's not a little grab. It's, do you know what I mean? It's a bio. It's a straight bio, and I think as well that's another issue that we try and, it's like we don't want to downplay it, but we do downplay it a little bit.
Yeah, we do. Because like, why am I calling it little grab? I'm saying little grab because it wasn't like my bum, my breast, or anywhere like sexual. It was my arm, and I was able to just fling off and get in my car and be like, rah. Do you get me? But even that experience, I don't think I spoke to anybody about it until of recent. I started talking about it because I just felt like rah. Like, I knew it was wrong, but I didn't speak about it. So can you imagine people that have actually been proper violated or sexually violated or whatever? It's hard. It must be so hard to speak about. And if you do build the courage, speak, where everyone's here to hear you and everyone's here to support you. But I must say that to say this, like, the ones who chat shit, honestly, karma is going to come for you, because it's wrong in so many ways to chat shit on these experiences, or just lie on someone's name and mash up their whole situation. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So what about, like, obviously everyone's kind of we live in a very, like, socially dominated, like, era of life now, so everyone's kind of putting it on social media and things like that. But what do you think about that? Do you feel like people are making the right decision by putting it on social media? Do you feel like that's really, like, helping the situation? Do you feel like as an individual, not obviously necessarily you, but for the people that are sharing their stories and stuff, do you feel like that's actually helping them? Like, that's the best resolution for them to be putting out their story for everyone to hear about it? Do you think that's gonna, one, help them heal, or two, actually help them get justice for whatever's happened to them? Because
I don't think that we can say. I don't feel as though we can make the decision as to what makes people feel good, because I personally wouldn't put a story like that on the timeline. But that might be somebody else's counsel. That might be somebody else's healing. That might just, just them getting it off their chest and whatnot. So I do feel like it's an individual response. You definitely need to find out from each individual how they feel. But personally, like I said, you wouldn't find me writing stuff like that on online. I talked to somebody that I knew personally about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same. Because I feel like it can go two ways on if you put your business online. Either you're gonna get all the support, or you're gonna get licked down to the floor. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And to get licked down to the floor on a subject like this is so heartbreaking. Do you know what I mean? Because you build the courage to speak about a personal experience, and then the internet doesn't believe you, or the internet doesn't. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's not nice. So I would personally start within. I would start within my friends or my close family, and then take it from there, or even try and build the courage. Once I've spoken to friends and family, speak to the person that's made me uncomfortable or abused me. Do you know what I mean? And make them know what they did is wrong. I don't think it's always right to run to the internet and put your whole business out there, because you can't remove it. Once it's there, it's there. So, like, always, like, think carefully if it's definitely worth it. If it's definitely worth putting it online.
Yeah, defo. And what about?
And that's again. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go on.
No, and then it kind of brings us to the story of the girl who was kind of outed the other day, because apparently she accused a boy of rape, drugging her actually, and then raping her. So he had to do a lie detector test. And it's like, I feel like when you put your stuff on the internet, and especially when it's not for the right purpose, like you said, it can go two ways. Also, doing things like that, and you know what, I'm very, very cautious. Like, I even tell my son at the moment things about consent, things about, if he sees, because apparently there's a girl in his class who pulls down her pants and stuff to show the boys. So I say to him, like, what do people do? And he says, they laugh. And I have to warn my son, and I have to say to him, whatever you do, when the girl's doing that, don't laugh. Remove yourself from the situation. Because I don't want an occurrence to happen where it's like, you know, my son's been accused of, God forbid, this, that, and the other. Like, he just needs to remove himself from that situation altogether. No matter how many people are there, no matter how many people are laughing, no matter how, just do not put yourself in a position where things like that can happen and people can say stuff. And going back to that girl, I do kind of like, even when people were kind of posting it online, it's not that I was skeptical, because obviously people, not everyone is lying, but then with the story of the girl being exposed, I feel as though it then leaves it as a forum for people who may be spiteful or may not like a guy, or do you know what I mean, or just want to rubbish a guy online. It leaves it open for girls like that to make stories, even if they're false, you know, and then it invalidates other girls' stories. So that's why I kind of say that, or feel as though social media probably isn't the right place for that.
But big up the guy who did go and do his lie detector test, because
Yeah.
to be fair, I feel like a lot of guys who have been called out, or even just that got added to that list or whatever, yeah, a lot of them chose to not say nothing, and that leaves room for people to add their own, you know, salt and pepper and add their own remix. So like the guy doing the lie detector test, at least he's able to clear his name and move forward. But now the girl who lied, like you're getting looked at left. Like everyone's just gonna look at you like you chat shit. Like, and in the future, if you do come and say something, everyone's gonna be thinking you're crying wolf. Nobody's gonna listen to you or take you seriously. Like, you're more or less cancelled. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, so don't cancel yourself by chatting shit. Like, think carefully what you're doing. And I just want to emphasize that we're not bashing guys. Like, I want to big up the guys who do respect women and do take time and do really, you know, respect the whole consent thing and treat women like queens, because we're not out here just licking down the man them.
No, we're not. No, we're really not.
Can I just, honestly, this thing is really bugging me. Please, just a quick one. How do you lot feel about Will, Jada and August in July? Honestly, tell me, how do you feel? Because it all happened in July. Like, what's going on? How do you lot feel about this? Just quickly, off subject.
To be honest, I just feel like everyone should just do what they do.
Yeah, my group chat
Do what you do, like, own your truth.
With this subject. Yeah, defo. But in regards to Jada and Will's dynamic, yeah, on a personal thing, I could never. Just because I'm mad selfish, yeah, and I don't share. I really, really don't share. Like, I can't share. And I think it's I think it's sick that they have that dynamic, because when I really think about it, there's people out there that are basically doing the same thing without knowing, because your man's cheating on you or your girl's cheating on you. So it's nice to have that openness to know that you're both okay with that. Do you get what I'm saying? But for me personally, I can't do the sharing thing, because from what I'm viewing with this whole situation, like, soul ties is a real thing. Do you get what I'm saying? So to be that, like, he looks, from my eyesight, he looks like he's really like love, like he loves her, like internally, like he loves her. But then also I'm thinking, maybe there's some mummy issues going on over there, because someone was saying to me that, like, he didn't have a great relationship with his mum. So maybe he thought, so maybe Jada's done the, like, do you know what I mean, giving him that mummy love or whatever.
Do you not feel like if it was the other way around, Will would have got in bare trouble?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because my man was vulnerable as well, you know, that August Alsina. I watched his interview. He looked like a very vulnerable guy. Like, he was so full of emotion. Like, he was more or less still in love with Jada. Like, he even said if he doesn't love again, he's satisfied. I'm thinking, whoa.
And he was, and do you know what, he was like early
She definitely
20s,
took advantage.
She has got the power pull. She's got the power pussy. I don't care. You know, some people have. Listen, there's power pussy out there. Like, you can send people mad.
Of course, she probably knows what she's been doing. She's got all that experience.
Like, my man
But
would never let me have.
I have heard that they have an open relationship, though. It's not the first time that I've heard that Will and Jada have an open relationship.
Same.
I just think that,
but
like,
now it's been confirmed and it's out. It's a different party. Like, it's like, it's mad.
and it's so weird though, because, like, on one of the blogs the day before he announced all of that stuff with, you know, Angela Yee, I saw Jada, her mum, and August in a clip, and he's looking at her, but he's looking at her in awe. And I actually thought it's like he's kind of like daydream, like in a trance. I actually thought that it was going to come out in that interview with them saying it, but then it turns out that he had the interview separately.
Loki, I think he's trying to promote his mixtape, man. Seriously, like, you've had years to talk about this. The timing's too off for me. The timing is hella off. Like, you're promoting your mixtape. You could have spoke about this. And then he even said, Will bless the situation. Why are you making Will... Like, I'm looking at Will totally like a waste man now. Like, don't do that to Will, man. Like, the whole thing rubs me up. Like, honestly, I could talk about it for hours. Swear to God. It's a lot. It's a lot for me, like, I swear.
No, I just feel like people should just do what makes them happy. I don't even understand why Will
no, I hear it,
Jada
but with me, I feel like all these things happen, but it's when it comes out in public, that's what makes it a problem. Like, we don't care what you're doing behind closed doors. Do whatever you're doing. It's the fact now it's just been highlighted, like, and my man just looks bare vulnerable. Jada's gone to try and deny it now. Then she's giving us red table promo. She's saying, I'm bringing myself to the table. We're waiting for you. We're all at the table as well. We want to know what.
But don't you guys feel as though, like, I know this is kind of like off topic. Well, it is kind of related, but still. Like, if you've been married for as long as Will and Jada were married, wouldn't you be open to trying new things? Because I just feel like after a while, I feel like after a while,
no,
like,
but nobody has to know your business.
Yeah, that's a. Like, I see people saying, "No, that's not what marriage is." That's not what marriage is. But I just feel like after a while, getting the same thing day in, day out. You guys need
you don't
want
to eat chicken every day.
What did you say?
You don't want to eat chicken every day.
Exactly. You want a little buffet.
You're bad.
No. I'm not saying me personally because I don't share. But I'm just saying, like, I've spoken to my friend who's married. He's a guy, and he's been married for like about, I don't know, few years, like 13 years or 15 years. And he just used to be like, him and his wife go to sex parties and stuff like that. And I just feel like, you know, at first I was like...
And he lets next man beat his wife?
Yeah.
I can't fucking take that shit, man.
No, but I think, you know, that's the thing. At first I looked at him kind of sideways. But then I kind of also get it because... If you got, like, there's not much you can do after 15 years that's going to be brand new. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, listen, you better try things. You better spice it up. You better think. You better think,
that's a no. That's not happening. That's not happening because you see me. Oh, you want to go to a sex party, but if I see you enjoying it a little bit too much, I'm gonna get upset. So no, that's not how we spice it up. How we spice it up is if you want a bit more chili powder in your chicken, I got that. I can do that for you.
Do you know what, April? In about 20 years, we'll come back and revisit this conversation.
I promise you,
in about 20 years, listen, there's bare things, different wigs, you can do things to look like Sarah, Jane and Becky, bruv. There's bare things you can do to flex, bruv.
Sorry, had a little technical difficulty there. Brooke was disconnected. I don't know what's going on with the Wi-Fi, but, you know, I think they're trying to force this 5G on us. Anyways, that's a whole nother conversation. But we've come to the end of another quarantine special. And as per usual, you know, I always have to finish with some words of wisdom. So, girls, what do we want to leave our viewers with today, if anything?
Speaking of dodgy Wi-Fi, yeah, if your Wi-Fi has been moving mad during this whole quarantine, I beg you, to refuse to pay, because I'm going to refuse to pay, to be fair, because honestly, this Wi-Fi has been a madness. But just to say bye to you guys, thank you so much for being patient with us. And the next episode, I promise you, hopefully will be in the studio, looking crisp and pretty and everything for you guys. So yeah. I was gonna say enjoy the weather, but it's so grey out there, man. Honestly, it's just so grey. Like,
yeah, if you can't enjoy the weather, just enjoy the rest of your quarantine or your furlough if you're furloughed, because we're really never ever going to experience, well, hopefully, God forbid, we don't ever experience anything like this ever again. So enjoy this time.
I actually enjoyed it though, guys.
Have you actually?
And can I just big up this black-owned business that this hoodie that I'm wearing? It's from they're called Foreign. They're black-owned. Check them out. They've got loads of pieces, different hoodies. They've got face masks. They're black-owned. So yeah, support them, man.
Yeah, defo. Support black businesses.
Now more than ever. Oh yeah, Brooke's not with us. Brooke can't say bye. We lost her due to technical difficulties.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah,
I'm here.
Are you here? Liberties, I'll try to rub you out. No, she's actually here.
Yeah, but I'm you have to use the voice note.
Oh, Libs, alright, cool. On that note, guys, peace out. Your girl Dainty.
Brooke here.
April.
And
Yeah.
Brooke.
Bye.
Take care, guys.
I want you to bye.
Alright, Brooke kills me.